Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Pearl Dane, the one and only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1v1 on Pachino stalemate. In the south, we have Prabuty fighting here for the Deutsches Afrika Korps. There's a German army here with the 15th Panzergrenadier Division here, tasked with holding the line in the face of an American onslaught here, led by Enemy. That is his name, Enemy. Fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, and liberty. He is setting up with the 3rd Infantry Division, straight to Jeep starts. That obviously means he's gone for armoured here with a fast veterans 1 Jeep. We got the bike for Prabuty and Panzergrenadier. So off to the races are on both sides. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued and generous support of the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep making all these videos here on a daily basis. A big thanks for all those. Big thanks, of course, for people who keep commenting and liking my videos. Helps out immensely. Of course, a big thanks to the people who also send me replays. You can do so at the email address propagandacast@gmail.com. So, bike Panzer start here for Prabuty. And in the other end of the spectrum, of course, we got the scouts and we got the rifle and the Jeep here for Enemy. Setting up on the north side here, bike perhaps spotting ahead of time here with the binoculars and quickly hightailing out of there. We'll have to see if Prabuty, of course, will try and rush out the newly buffed 250-9 armoured car, as that one did receive some buffs, and I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about that one. Apparently, it's actually a reasonable counter to fast Jeep starts, amongst other things there. Of course, it still requires to actually rush it out, and that's obviously a bit hard done than said, but it is something there to keep in mind. Panzer is advancing in the centre. We got the Rifle coming up as well here for Enemy in the south here. First clash about to happen. Jeep, they're pushing in, but of course staying clear there of Enemy's Jeep, as the bike will absolutely lose to the Jeep there for sure. We got Panzer out there for Prabuty. There go first shots fire around the centre here. 2-minute mark. Rifle clashing here over the town centre between Prabuty and Enemy in the south here. Back rushing and backed up. A Panzer Pioneer striking in the scouts of the scouts. Suddenly heavily outgunned here. What will Enemy do in the face of Prabuty's Kartschützen and his Panzer Pioneer? They're moving forward. Civilians running in the background, cursing themselves for sticking around in a place that has quite frankly been bombed out. I told you, Maria, we should not stick around with all these bombs and these Americans. But what about the Germans? Well, you know, the Germans. Panzerreserve's Raubscorp back moving in to link up here. Jeep this up north here. 3rd Panzer Squad here for Prabuty, so guessing he is not rushing up the 250-9 here versus Enemy here. He's just going hard on the, mainstay here of the German Panzergrenadier forces, that is Panzergrenadiers. Back there sees Northern Point. 3rd Panzer Squad out here for Prabuty. Rifling about here, heading north with Rifle Squad standing ready here for Enemy. Battle group wise, we are still looking at Italian Infantry. I mean, one option could also try and rushing out the L640. That can definitely also catch Jeep off guard, though obviously less of a rush. You could also go for Guastatori. Telemines, by the way, also a really good thing, considering how Fine actually had some success with Telemines versus American builds. Scouts here, though, with Rifle Squad going for the Panzers. Prabuty's looking to slow down here. Enemy's fuel income up north here, but the off-niche Rifle Squad falling back here. Panzer being pushed off in the end. Prabuty deciding not to fight that engagement here versus Enemy in the 3rd Infantry Division, tasked with by pattern to take this city no matter the cost. Bit of skirmishing here. Panzer Pioneer from the south here, no flamethrowers yet. Perhaps he's laid down some mines here and there, so not a bad idea to see if we can catch the Jeep. That would obviously do a fair amount of good here for Prabuty versus Enemy here. Further up north here, we got the Panzer pushing back in the Jeep here, down a half health. Small bit of luck here, Panzer being pushed back. Southern pumping ceased to the Rifle Squad. Center they're being swarmed by American troops. German troops also moving up here. Could go for flamethrowers now. Could go for flamethrowers now. Rifle advancing here. Panzer Pioneer there, I think, will need to withdraw soon. They just simply put 2-minute rifle and the Panzer Pioneer outnumbered. Outgunned. Meanwhile, back at Prabuty's base, we do get the light support company here with an MG-34 being set up, or being called in here. All victory points have fallen to the hands here of Enemy and the Americans. Maschinengewehr 34, they're almost ready. Got the bar pop here for Prabuty. Kind of bold here for Enemy. I mean, kind of bold here since the DAK can typically just respond to that by going for a rush here. So, well, of course, obviously that is what Prabuty does. But leaves nonetheless enemy fairly vulnerable, like, you know, fast artillery here. Panzer P and MD-34 forming up here. Panzer's counter-attacking up south side, machine gun on the team up north here. Keep pushing their Prabuty's northern forces over to enemy here. Just got triple R from and the captain out here. Machine gun setting up here in the riverbed there. And there you go, catch Route Squad on them, suppressing it. Panzer P moving up. Still no flamethrowers there though. In fact, he ends up accidentally treating the Panzer Pioneer. Route Squad the forced off here, leaving the fuel point at least somewhat safe. Up north here though, Jeep is about to get taken out here despite the assistance of the scouts. Don't worry, Jeep, we got you. My name's Bob and I'm not a Jeep. I'm the guy driving it. Sure you are, beat Jeep. Sure you are. Jeeps, they're so silly. Upgrade there though for Prabuty there with the fire support elements. Going to go for the flak feeling. Route Squad pushed down the middle road here. Fill up north here, back with Panzer going to do support push back the scouts here. We got enemy Jeep back at base. Southern points being seized here by enemy though. He's keeping up good pressure there, good momentum. We got the medical station up, and we got a mortar on the way here to counter the Maschinengewehr 34. Hold forwards here by Prabuty. Fun fact about the MD-34, it's actually the most produced machine gun in the German army, despite being tougher to manufacture than the MD-42. The thing is, it just had a head start over the MD-42, and they kept making it throughout the war because, well, you know, they couldn't really just retool away there as easily, so it's just easy for them to just keep producing the MD-34 at the same time as the MD-42. And that was, in fact, not entirely uncommon, like in some cases, like they just keep producing a weapon that was older because it was better just keep producing it, because just moving away production to retool it would have been too expensive, meaning that just a lot of troops would not have weapons. We got Rascal being caught here, marked by the bike. Very good there for Prabuty. Center being seized here by Prabuty's Panzer gun is now equipped with MD-34. North here, Route Squad is advancing. Jeep moving as well here. Prabuty forced off north side here. So far, 15th Panzer gun is holding up somewhat, but enemy is definitely giving a tough time here. Bike this here. Can soon go for the flak feeling half track here. Captain there, lone health. We got the Panzer moving up here. We got the mortar close here as well. Direct hit on the Panzer here from enemy's mortar. North air points being seized.
We've lost the territory sector.
And there you go, Route Squad advancing. Panzer gun is being pushed back here. It's a fierce volley there. And we got Scots down the way now for enemy. Which, interesting enough, did dodge a nerf here, considering it's, well, rather good, in particular with its free white phosphorus. But I'm guessing they're saving that one for the big patch in September. Though, of course, we still don't know what exactly is going to be there. Flak failing for Prabuty. Southern points being seized here back. Back and forth so far, but enemies definitely getting a bit of a victory point lead over Prabuty so far. Prabuty is definitely starting to match the pace here. As for enemy, nothing further here yet. Could be planning to go straight for the tank depot. Could still go for the motor pool. We'll have to see. Machining gun Panzer Pioneer saying against Route Squad in the center here, ripping into the Amerikanen. The south here, Jeep running to a few angry Germans. No callings yet though for Prabuty. No Panzerjägers or assault grenadiers. See, we got Route Squad that being mowed down. Mortar about providing the machine gun already. Here we got Route Squad catching the Panzer Grenadiers as Prabuty's trying to extend the southern frontier. Panzer Pioneer in the center. Prabuty, I think, definitely will need a Orbital Blitz ambulance here soon. A lot of his men are heavily wounded. And I think there's definitely a chance here that Prabuty may extend his luck here against them. Center being seized. Up north here, points being grabbed. And we got anti-tank mines from him. He actually researched that, which is basically the demolitions package upgrade. Not quite as common, but the ability to lay down anti-tank mines is actually really good, as they do 600 damage, meaning like any light vehicle and most light tanks, even some, you know, early and medium armor can basically get one-shotted. So, fairly powerful there. Panzer catching the scouts here close to Prabuty's base. Might be his plan to go straight ahead here for the Panzer IIIs. Try and catch enemy off guard with a fast Panzer Rush. Capturing against the Panzer Pioneer, but again, low on health here. The lack of healing, I think, is really starting to obstruct here Prabuty's ability to maintain a strong frontline presence. Bike, Panzer in the south here pushing up here. Further up north here, scouts falling back as the Panzer being reinforced with MD-34. We got Ralph going to block. He has gone for, of course, Italian infantry, but we've yet to see anything out of it. I mean, we're not seeing Coh3, no L640s, no telemines. Nothing yet here out of Prabuty. Panzer being pushed back by Ralph Squad. Machining gun in the center, busy with the El Capitan. We got the Panzer Russian force caught by the Ralph Squad here. The BARs are blazing there on the Panzer moving forwards. And again, so low on health here. Mortifying in the center though. Hammering there into poor Prabuty's machining Gewehr 34. Panzer being pushed back over to Prabuty once more. Got the ambulance in the way there, and not a moment too soon. He's got so many units with a fraction of the health total left. Like, this is just going to be otherwise like a massive manpower bleeding event here for Prabuty if he doesn't get his men healed up. Obviously, it's going to be some time there that's not going to be spent fighting, which means his opponent can push up the front line, but to be honest, it's better than wasting manpower. Much better. And we got a Greyhound down on the way for enemy. Railscorch go in the center, more sitting up here. Further south here, we got Railscorch done. More mines. And Prabuty, he does have the mines with their thumbs up. Still, you don't see a lot of American players build those mines despite them being really, really good. Like, generally, anti-tank mines are quite good, but I also think quite overlooked by most sides that can build them. I mean, the British are basically the only faction of this moment that can't lay down anti-tank mines, but the DAK, the Wehrmacht, and the Americans can all lay down anti-tank mines. But the vast majority of them just rarely ever do. In fact, with this battle group, you can lay down telemines using defensive operations, and I can certainly recommend telemines. There we go, the Greyhound up. Prabuty's going to need some Panzerjägers or some well-placed telemina. We'll have to see what it goes for, of course. I mean, you could also try and hold in a Pack 38, I guess. That is definitely also an option here for Prabuty versus enemy. Panzer being pushed back with the Greyhound in the south here. Flak filling rip into the captain there with its 4 artillery cannons here. Railscorch further south being hammered with the flak feeling. Panzer Peony advancing. Minesweeper spotting the anti-tank mine here. But the crucial part he does, Prabuty actually read it's an anti-tank mine, does just assume it's a regular mine. Steel Hunt Grenade off there. Machine gun wipe in the center. Good kill here for enemy. Definitely better blow the Prabuty. No Panzerjägers. Nothing here out of Prabuty yet. No Guastatori either. No light tanks. Scouts make a run for it, but oh, they do grab it, but could get wiped out here. There you go, flak filling rip into it. This could get a bit expensive for enemy. Scouts almost taking out. Machine's definitely going to go down here, though, unless enemy here has some absurd luck, which he does not. South side here, Prabuty moving forwards. Need to grab some of those points, in particular that victory point. We got 346 versus 456. Bit of a gap there we go. Delayed fuse barrage. Got a 250 half track and an anti-tank gun. What? Oh, like, I'm a bit confused here. Oh, it's an anti-tank gun from enemy that's appearing there. Oh, sorry about that. Bit of a bug here with his current replay mode. One reason again I'd really like an official replay mode soon, and by the survey we did get early August, you know, they definitely sound very soon they can deliver it, so hopefully soon. Like September soon. Panzer's about to get wiped. That's going to be quite the blow here to Prabuty. But he's gone for the 250 now, which is an interesting pick here from Prabuty. One option could be the autocannon upgrade, but I don't think it's going to be. Could be the mortar after this. Prabuty is actually one of those players who does fairly consistently, as the DAK, go for mortar half-tracks. You can actually do fairly well with them, so that would sort of be my expectation here from Prabuty against an enemy. Might actually be planning, yeah, he's going to go for the combat half-track, so that's definitely something like that. We also got booby traps. Interesting pick there. We don't see them too much after they got nerfed. And certainly against an opponent with armoured and grants out already, I would definitely have gone for some telemines here, in particular since if you sort of notice enemy's force composition, we can just, like, you know, briefly pause and have a quick look here to just explain it, but he's got no engineers. And more crucially, he's got no minesweepers, meaning right now, for Prabuty, if he were to lay down a telemine in the right position, he could easily, I think, one-shot that Greyhound. Which would, of course, be pretty big stuff here for Prabuty and pretty bad stuff for enemy. Mortifying down here, Panzer dodging. There we go, great shot from the Greyhound. Flak fire, raking the building. The scouts, they're definitely figuring they may want to choose a better position to scout from as the walls and the windows just crumble away. Further up north here, Prabuty pushing forward to the bike, the Krautschützen. In the south here, we got Railscorch moving forward to the BARs, and we got the captain with his Browning LMG. Flak filling repositioning. Veterans 1 opening up for armor-piercing ammunition. More delayed fuse barrage here from enemy. Got the M1 anti-tank moving forwards. And once more, enemies back to all victory points. Prabuty's definitely having a tough time there, but the big points further south here. Enemy further breaches German front lines here, forcing Prabuty to have to, you know, pull after that. And up north, Greyhound here catching the Panzer Peony here with its 30mm gun. And again, we got that anti-tank mine, but it's an American one and not a German one. So we've got booby traps, we've got guastatori here, none yet used. And we got the mortar after I got here for Prabuty. Not such a common unit. But not a bad one for sure. Rouse got pushed back here. 300 points left here for Prabuty. Enemy streaming into the center of the town once more. And Prabuty really badly needs to get some victory points here. Back in enemy's base. Nothing further transpiring. Further south here, machine gun moving up. Panzer guns ready. Ground moving up, engaging. And there you go, the anti-tank mine gets off. They apparently forgot to deal with it, or it's running down another one, causing huge losses there for Prabuty's Panzer Grenadiers. And he hasn't replaced the ones he lost either. Not Saber, you get assault troops, Panzerjägers, or Guastatori. There we go, the flak feeling, arm piercing rounds. They're blinding the crew there. Sadly, they found themselves faced with some very large holes in the Greyhound that it's not used to. But there you go, anti-tank to the rescue here. Gonna wreck there. No, it misses! It misses! But the flak feeling withdraws too soon and doesn't finish off the Greyhound either. I suppose that's a fair enough trait on both sides. Meanwhile, it's enemy by the way. We got here, Rouse goes to the Panzer Grenadiers here close to the fuel point. Enemies just overall back to control the field here. Prabuty is once more being constrained here by enemies' rapid actions and aggressive plays. Mortar after joining in here for Prabuty. Like holding back machinery positioning. Needs to further, I think, fall back here. Close to the center here, we got Panzers clashing their American troop. Mortar finding any good hit here. Bob goes permanently missing into very small pieces. Fuel pond there right next to Prabuty's base used again here by enemy. The lack of infantry, I think, is really not helping enemy either. Not Prabuty. But we do get the Panzerarmee commandos. He's clearly now betting everything on a Panther 3 or 2 or 3 to turn the tide here against enemy who's definitely at the moment not quite ready for those. He's going for multiple anti-tank guns. He's clearly anticipating it. That's it for Guas. I do think Prabuty really needs more infantry once he gets out those Panther 3s, and certainly some Guastatori on a map like this would be very handy. I mean, the Guastatori I think in general are quite solid and fun. Certainly I would recommend them personally. Panzer being pushed back. Got the flak filming up. More chaff deck blasting away at the American positions. Walls crumbling. Flak filming up here. Ripping into the captain and the raft squad here. Cap being suppressed. And there you go. Anti-tank from number 2 out here for enemy. And democracy. Flak feeling now 82, very good there for Prabuty. We got this and 200 points there for Prabuty. He really needs to get those victory points. And I think in that sense he really needs to do something to, I think, catch enemy off guard here. More armor piercing rounds here, more damage to the ground. There's the up frontal armor is just shredded, peeling away there. Like layers of an onion. If said onion was under fire from a flak gun. Up north here, punch being race for the rifle. Got the bike here supporting tracer fire there, making the riflemen stand out a lot more there. In the end of the riflemen with their grenades, with the BARs, with their all-American tenacity push back. And now though, we have the Panther 3 out here for Prabuty. The Panzerkampfwagen 3, Ausführung L. Core party with the 15th Panzer Grenadier. There you go, Greyhound now getting slammed both the Panther 3 and the flak feeling here. Intense damage, we got anti-tank mines nearby. Ah, no! And there you go, Panther 3 almost knocked out there. Okay, only 400 damage. Gazelle at almost one shot of there, Prabuty's Panzer 3. Also crucially worth noting, they deal heavy engine damage, unlike mines that just deal engine damage. So this means the Panther 3 slows down to pretty much crawl there. And this allows then enemy to roll up his anti-tank and to deal with the Panther 3 here. But yeah, Prabuty definitely wants to check for mines, and good work from enemy with that anti-tank mine. Had it not been for that anti-tank mine, I think Prabuty would have been in a much stronger position, and enemy would have definitely been very exposed there. But again, mines, when wars in particular, these anti-tank mines really in the right place can do a lot. And again, except for the Brits currently, pretty much every faction has heavy anti-tank or have anti-tank mines. I'm a bit surprised the Brits don't have them, I guess, but I'm guessing that'll be resolved in the future. Rail squad camp force in the Panzer Grenadiers, 73rd for ripping into the Panzer Pioneer supporting. Flak thing, of course, can provide assistance. There isn't. You also got War Machine here, so clearly enemy is not in a rush to rush out an EC-8 here versus Prabuty. Flak feeling mountain getting captain here, panzers getting overwhelmed. In the center, the American troops slipping in. And the south here, panzers moving forwards as well. Back at base here for Prabuty. I'm guessing the plan's going to be more Maschinengewehren, but I also do think, oh, well, not Maschinengewehren, I mean panzers. But I also do think he needs more infantry, like, you know, some assault grenadiers, some Guastatori, Panzerjägers, anything. But I do think Prabuty here really badly needs some extra troops here to match against enemy. Oh, to Prabuty.
Our forces are down to 200 points.
It's definitely going for that Panzer 3 here, number 2. Got mines being laid down here by Prabuty now. Very good. The Schützenmine 42, which was an anti-personnel mine in the German army. Hence the Schützen in the name. Fun fact. Very fun fact. Another fun fact about the German and their mines, they actually tended to apply what was known as anti-tamper devices on them, meaning trying to disarm them was actually very, very difficult, which in many cases ended up just with the Allies just blowing up the mines because it was easier trying to, like, you know, dealing with what was effectively booby-trapped mines. And in some cases, the mines could have, like, multiple of these anti-tampering devices attached to them. But there you go, sweeping the mines here, thumbs up. Obviously, I doubt they're going to add that to the, you know, game as a mechanic, because that's just going to make dealing with the mines even more miserable than it already is. I do think it's one of those fun and interesting facts here. We got more mines in the center. They get very consistent anti-tank mines here from enemy. Thumbs up. Delayed fuse barrage off here. Panther flak feeling dodging it. Rout squad, they're being met with a hailstorm of German fire. Reinhard, there with his flak feeling flying where there. Reinhard, I want some laying on the ground, preferably never to move again. Jawohl. Herr Leutnant. Mortar fire there on the Rav squad here, Panzer by the side of the Victor point, taking a fire here. Enemy striking in aggressively. Panzer Peony sweeping out mines, very good here. Mortar after taking nasty hits here. We got 101 points versus the 435. Enemy still having a strong leader, Prabuty. But crucially doesn't have any tanks, which is, I suppose, the only small blessing here for Prabuty. We've got a Pack 38 called in here, the Panzerabwehrkanone 38. Of course, providing Prabuty here with some nice anti-tank weapons. And of course, another mortar half-track potentially that what he's planning, which I imagine he's got to be planning. Scouts again find themselves inside the one building and once will find themselves under fire inside of it. Prabuty, though, really needs to get his hand on those victory points. And schnell. Very schnell. Flak feeling pushing northwards, halfway to 15th. I mean, that's definitely not bad at all. I mean, the flak feeling is, I think, still pretty solid there in the DAK arsenal. Very solid. Panzer fleet, Panzerabwehrkanone, mortar happening towards the center here. Anti-tanking at the ready. Mortar at the ready. Panzer is lining up here for daring raided paps here against enemy. Up north, you've got troops about their camps going to caught by the Panzer Grenadiers. He needs that victory point here. Grab the point here. Scouts to the spot hit. More mines here from enemy. Like, he's being super consistent with these mines, by the way. And obviously, why not? I mean, even like only one has really done anything. Like, again, allowing to just take out a Panzer IV with such ease is like great value for a mine, isn't it? Up north, he camps by the flak feeling, routed. We got more delayed fuse barrage here from enemy, hoping to get lucky, but he isn't in the far southwest. Panzer coming up here, sneaking up there to the orphanage, ground the point here. More explosive here by the church of St. Al of Pachino, patron saint of little friends everywhere. 37 points left here. Prabuty is hanging on. He can upgrade his mortar half-track. We got registered artillery, we got designate defensive line, we got the prepared positions. On this point, he's just the howitzer. Rav squad pushing this in. Machine caught in a bad spot. Panzer feeling nearby. Flak filling up. Panzer P moving in here. Things are heating up here. Quite drastic. Right from there being met with fire from all sides. Sergeant John Peters urges men onwards, but only to find his men getting absolutely ripped apart there in the streets of Pachino. Up north here. Rav squad pushing back the Panzer Grenadiers. Send off packing there. Like their pack of wild dogs. And further up here by the orphanage, Panzer's being caught with Rav squad. Being met with fierce fire here as enemy once more comes in, swooping there with his barred up a rifleman there. In the south here, Broward Squad being met with fierce fire here. Prabuty's Panzer Fleet and flak feeling is going absolutely to town here on the Broward Squad. But Prabuty does actually appear to have stabilized now with the Panzer, the flak feeling, and the Panzer Pioneer. It's just unfortunate for Prabuty, it took him so long to get there. Meaning right now, like one mistake here, one really good push from his opponent could leave Prabuty, well, out of the game. We'll have to, of course, see what Prabuty goes for next. Center being seized for the captain. We got the Broward Squad being met again by the flak feeling. Prabuty utilizing the strong damage, suppression, and ability, of course, the flak feeling quite expertly here versus opponent. Center there, we got the Panther Fiend number 2 out here for Prabuty, doubling the number of Panthers being to bear against the Americans. Meanwhile, continue to have no tanks themselves. Don't even have a tank depot. So I imagine at this point, though, he might have plans like Chaffies, but decided against it. Now the Chaffies did get a nerf to their armor penetration. Over here to enemy. Scouts there being mauled here. Prabuty lining up his force to defend the center in a desperate bid here with his Panther Fiends. Crumbling down walls here, opening up alleys to be opened up on here. Broward Squad being met with a flak feeling, anti-tank positioning. It's a pretty desperate defense here for Prabuty now. Like, everything he has to, like, you almost do perfectly here. He has to read his opponents as well as, like, you know, he was an Eastern Front general stuck in the Russia pocket against the advancing Operation Mars. They're basically, like, he's going to have to, like, you know, put every inch of his knowledge to the very edge against the enemy right now. So we'll of course have to see who does. I would recommend still some elite infantry again. I would really strongly urge some Guastatori to just, like, I think, handle northern push on their own fairly well. Machining geweers, the Broward Squad punch on the fuel point here. Prabuty that keeps up the pressure up, but now VE's hit his right. Brad Pitt finally found his way to the front line. As it turns out, he got some really rubbish direction by someone. What do you mean take the 3rd Il Duchy Street? They're all called Il Duchy Street. All of them. Guess that guy really likes his name, doesn't he? Panzer being pushed back here. Flak feeling though very close to the ACL. Pack feeding up, kind of making a bit of a traffic jam here. Anti-tank grenades, so they have to lightning on the EC8 there. Brad Pitt blazing away. The German troops withdrawing here. Finally pushing northwards here. We got a massive withdrawal here though from Prabuty's mortar half-attacks, his Panther Fleet, his flak feeling, and his Panzerabwehrkanone repositioned. But the entire front line's been left to neuter here. This is the sort of mistake here that could cost Prabuty the game. Enemy swooping in there in the wake of just all of Prabuty's infantry retreating again. The fact he's got no reserves here. This is a bit the danger right now for Prabuty. There's just no reserves of infantry. No secondary men he can bring up there. Nothing. Yeah. Ooh, Rage Artillery though. That does help Prabuty a bit here versus enemy there. Oh no, the scouts somehow managed to get past it. One guy survives with a sliver of health. And a lot of trauma. And I'm sure that can be solved with a nice purple heart. Broward Squad is swinging up in the center here. We got the mortar to be positioning again here. All victory points now all on the American control once more, or soon to be. Once more, Prabuty is finding himself on the precipice as enemy comes running through here. Walls crumbling soon. Panther Fiends, Packs firing at the Sherman EC8 here. Mighty American Steel though bouncing off the fire there. We got 22 points left here. Prabuty needs to pick up the pace. And he needs to do it schnell. Panzer right here, Broward Squad there, dug in, ready for any German incursions there. Panzer was the Broward captain in the center, machining gewehr setting up here. Artillery called in on the machining gewehr, mortar firing down, definitely captain return. Diving southwards here, Broward Squad there being met with fire. We got 6 points left. 4 points left. 2 points, and that is it. It is a GG game over here, a loss for Prabuty, a victory for enemy. Prabuty, I feel like, was almost there, but a rather unfortunate opening, I think, from it. Rather make things tougher. Also feel like, again, the lack of infantry didn't help Prabuty, and his battle group usage, I think, also ultimately betrayed him. Again, I think some Telemines would have helped out him a lot there, and some Guastatori, but obviously what also really hurt him was just losing that first Panzer Fleet there, effectively to a anti-tank mine there. Really highlighting the potency, of course, of a well-placed anti-tank mines. And again, I suspect more people will start to use them more as again to catch on to this. So, good work there by him, of course. But certainly, I do think at times Prabuty kind of made this match a bit harder for himself than he had to. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Tell your friends, tell your family. Cause not your enemies, and support the Propagandacast by donating our pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial Chain. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.